Today, I'm going to show you how to set up Claude Code on your Raspberry Pi. Now, you may be wondering, why would you want to even do this at all? There's a few reasons. Mainly, when you use it on your laptop, well, this isn't up and running 24/7, whereas your Raspberry Pi is. And this means we can do some really cool things, especially around automation, scheduling of tasks, and sending commands remotely when we're not even at home. And so today, that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to set up Claude Code, and then we're going to set up some automations to make social media posts. So with that being said, let's jump into it. Actually, before we do, if you've ever wondered how to get into the tech industry, like you ever wanted a job, I've launched a free 7-day email course. All you have to do is chuck in your email address, and every day you'll get a new key lesson teaching you the things you need to know in order to land your first job. With that being said, now let's jump into the video. Let's start by giving our Raspberry Pi some power. And we're going to start Tiger VNC to remote into our Raspberry Pi. If you're unsure about how to do that, I have covered this in a previous video where I will link it either here or here if you need to follow along. When it comes to Claude, they actually have 3 products. They have their main web user interface, they have the Claude desktop app, and they have Claude Code. That desktop app can only be installed on Mac or Windows. That's why you saw a lot of people go out and buy Mac Minis, because they needed it in order to run the software. But one thing people may not realize is Claude Code, which again is a separate product, well, that has a Linux installation, meaning we can run that on our Raspberry Pi. So we're going to simply follow these quick start guides from their official website. I'll put links down below to help you out. We're simply going to copy this first command here, head back over to our Raspberry Pi. We're going to open up a terminal session and paste that in. The command took a good 3 minutes to run in the background, and there's no indication. So if you run it and nothing has happened, just give it a couple of minutes. You should see an output like this. We're going to go ahead and copy and paste this command to set some environment variables into our bash.rc file. And now we should be able to start Claude by typing in Claude. Awesome, that is looking good. Go through the welcoming screen, so you have to set your theme. Authenticate, for most of you, it will be with your current subscription. It wants to save your credentials in your local Raspberry Pi, so I'm just going to encrypt it with a password. Go ahead and sign in with your account. Go ahead and authorize the connection. You can now close Google Chrome and go back to your Claude Code session. You should see a successful login message like this. Go ahead and hit enter to continue. And again, yes, I trust the folder. And now that should work. Let's just give it a quick test message. Perfect. We now have Claude Code up and running in our Raspberry Pi. Now, you can do pretty much anything with this from this point on, like whatever suits your exact needs. Like for me personally, I've been using Claude Code on my Mac to develop this mobile app. I wanted a perfect workout tracking app exactly for me to track my own progress in the gym. By the way, it's completely free, and I'll leave links down below if you want to check it out. I would love some feedback on how to make it even better. Now, you're probably not going to do mobile development on a Raspberry Pi, but I've seen some other creators do some really cool things with integrating it into Home Assistant, and in today's video, we're going to use it to make social media posts for us in a completely automated way. Now, there's a couple of things we are going to need for this. The first is something called Playwright. Playwright is a tool that allows Claude Code to take over your web browser. It can interact with it, take screenshots, and navigate web pages. When we first started Claude up, we did it in the root directory. I'm actually going to hit Control-C twice to exit out. And the way I like to use Claude is have dedicated folders for whatever project you're working on. Because this is going to be social media automation, I'm going to create a new folder called TwitterBot. We'll navigate into that folder, and then we'll start Claude up. This means Claude will only have access to this exact folder and it can't accidentally do things I don't want it to do against all of the other subfolders at the root directory. In order to set up the Playwright MCP, we first need Node.js installed. So I'm going to go ahead and run this command. For this video, every single command that I run, I will put a link to a GitHub tutorial page where you can just copy and paste everything that I've done in this tutorial. So you don't have to pause the video and just jot these commands down. Normally, this is all you have to do. However, the particular Linux distribution that is on this Raspberry Pi, some packages aren't quite compatible. So we are going to have to run this command to install a different type of web browser. And then we're going to paste this command to find out where it's located at. /user/bin/chromium. And we're going to paste this command here to set it up correctly. Make sure your path matches where your Chromium browser is set up. And if you want it to run in the background without actively showing you what it's doing, make sure you set this flag. I'm actually going to remove the headless flag for now, just so we can visually see during this tutorial. But when I actually set this up for myself, I do keep that flag enabled. We're going to start up Claude, and I'm going to tell it to use the Playwright MCP server, and we should see it launch the web browser in the background. Also, just a quick check, we're going to do /mcp, and we can see the Playwright MCP server is connected, which is all good. No hands. And as you can see, it's doing a Google search. It's doing exactly what I told it to do. And that's essentially what we're going to use to automate our social media posts on a schedule. Using Claude Code, we can tell it to do things on a schedule. So every 3 or 4 hours, go ahead and make a Twitter post. Now, the beauty of using the Playwright MCP is it's all happening on my local home network through a web browser. It's not using APIs, which makes it appear as a real human being and not a bot. Now, I don't actually care anymore about this example, so I'm just going to cancel out of it. We've kind of proven that it works. Now, what I'm going to do is log into twitter.com with the account that I want. I'm going to sign in through the web browser. That way the session is cached directly within my web browser and I don't have to send any credentials across through Claude Code. Like I could tell it, here's my username and password, but I kind of don't want to do that. Now I'm logged in, so when Claude goes to create a post, it will already have my account signed in. I'm going to go ahead and close that for now. There's a few ways we can schedule this. We could have a cron job that calls Claude and tells it exactly what to do. For the purposes of this, I'm just going to keep it nice and simple, and we're going to use the inbuilt loop command, where we can tell it on a recurring schedule, execute this. So I'm going to say loop every minute. So every minute, we're going to use the Playwright MCP to go to Twitter and make a joke. And we can see it is already executing it in the background for us. Now I do have to go ahead and just give it permission, so I'm going to say yes every time it prompts like this. It might prompt us a couple of times for the first one. So there we are, side by side. We can see it's going to go ahead and make that post for us. And there we go. We can see that it posted our joke. And now, in another minute, we should see it execute again. Now, because that took so long the first time, I think it is going straight away to the second one. So I'll let it do its thing in the background, and we should see it post another joke. You kind of get the point. Now, I'm going to cancel that. And I'm going to /loop. I'm just going to tell it in plain English to stop. Can you stop? So I'm going to tell it to remove our scheduled post, just because I don't want to publish things every single minute. Interestingly enough, it does actually use cron behind the scenes, which is pretty cool. But if I go to my profile, we can see it automated the social media posts for us on that fixed schedule. Now, there's not much utility in posting a joke every minute, but you could imagine how this starts to get powerful, whether you want to sway politics or update on global events, you can quite literally get Claude to pull in all these different data sources, collate things, and then publish it out en masse. Now, one of the other cool things you can do with Claude Code is you can actually send messages via your phone to do things on your backend server, which is running on our Raspberry Pi. There's a relatively new feature they've enabled called remote control. If I copy this command and paste this in our Claude terminal session. Actually, I think I need to exit out of Claude and paste that in. So Claude remote control lets you access this from the web or the app. So yes, we're going to enable that. Okay, so I wanted to show you how to do this remotely, like send a remote event from your phone to Claude running on your Raspberry Pi. But it looks like it's kind of broken or not working right now. You're meant to be able to access all the active sessions directly through the app, but from what I could see online and in my own experience, as of recording right now, you can't quite do that. Hopefully, by the time you're watching this video, that is fixed. Anyway, that is how you can use Claude Code directly on your Raspberry Pi and how you can automate certain tasks that you want to do. I really love this feature because my Raspberry Pi, it lives in a corner, right? It's running 24/7. Every single day. And now I can use these scheduled task features to automatically collect metrics that I care about, like I can see how my YouTube channel is trending. I can run analysis against like common comments and themes and trends and get like weekly reports. Like the possibilities are endless and I'm really excited. Anyway, that is all I had for you guys today. If you have any questions at all, leave a comment down below. As always, thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you in the next one.